Hey, Ryan, Michael Galloway here with We Don't Need No StinkingRecordCompany.com. And even though you don't need a stinking record company, you may need to think about contracts, a stinking contract as it were. And we're talking with David Spangenberg, also known as Professor Pooch at ProfessorPooch.com, who's helping us navigate these waters. And well, let's get down to the good, the bad, and the ugly here, Professor. Let's talk about where do you go to put one of these agreements together? Can I download stuff from the internet, or is there somebody I need to talk to, or how do I get this going?
Well, why don't we first talk about what you shouldn't do?
Okay.
And that is, I see these bands, and I've seen contracts for sale on the internet for like $25 a piece. Or
You don't need a lawyer.
From friends and all kinds of things like that, and they are so dangerous. You know, people get it. Excuse me. People get it for free now, and then they pay me a ton to get them out of it later,
right.
Or solve the problems or whatever. They're very dangerous because, as you've heard me say often, it's not always what's in a contract that can hurt you; it's what's been left out. Contracts must be personalized to the exact people and situation. They're always different. I never had two things were identical. There's always differences.
So don't treat this like it could be a rental contract or some kind of a form contract. This one needs to be very specific to your band, and you're not going to be able to customize it to yourself because the legalese is too complicated, or at least you might end up saying a phrase or a clause that you don't know what you're committing to or not, I guess.
Well, if you're talking about band agreements, there's certain agreements you should never get off the web, or from a friend or somebody else's contract. Band agreement, there's just so many variations of situations, that fit that particular band and the writers and the how it's going to be split and that's just one type of contract. I mean, there's certain contracts you should never, you need to go to either a contract specialist like
let's talk about what to do in a minute. I want to hear a bit more about the certain kinds of contracts you should never do. Can you expand on that just a little bit?
Well, and management, anything that needs to be personalized.
Okay, good point.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a gig contract, it'll give you some ideas, but you still might have ideas even on the gig contract. Hey, I want to be paid half up front, which you should be, and so at least you get something out of it.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Yeah.
A rental agreement, or maybe to lend somebody your guitar, you can write 2 sentences on. But I'm talking about a real agreement, ones that have a term, TERM, capital T, where there's a length of time involved, like a management agreement, a band agreement, a record company agreement, a songwriter's agreement. All those major music business agreements should be written by somebody who knows what they're doing, because you got to know what's been left out.
Well,
and if you don't know the music industry inside and out, how do you know what's been left out? A band agreement is always, the good one is, I always say to when I write a band agreement, I say, look, I am not giving you the finished agreement. I say to them, this agreement I'm going to give you is going to give you a lot of things to think about you probably never thought about.
Yeah.
What about if the bass player also owns another company? Or the guitarist, sings for other bands. I mean, everything's got to be personalized.
So let's wrap this one, and we're kind of going to come back and talk about what to do.
Okay.
And I am Ryan Michael Galloway. I'm here with David Spangenberg, who is Professor Pooch from ProfessorPooch.com. And of course, I'm coming to you from We Don't Need No StinkingRecordCompany.com. And we'll be back. Thanks.